Hello, this is Eagle Gardens one on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 375. Hopefully, you guys have had an amazing Thursday. I have myself, but I'm gonna have an even better evening with Daniel from GW Smoke Break TV. How you doing, my friend? It is an honor to have you back on the show, my friend.
Thank you, Eagle. It's a pleasure to hear your voice. Pleasure to see you. Pleasure to see your girls popping right there in the background. And yeah, man, I'm happy to speak with you further and share the latest and the greatest.
Man, you're actually the one of the few that's made the third time around, man. I'm always stoked to get you back on the show, man. You're one of those very vibrant people there in the cannabis community, pounding the pavement, see what's going on, sharing information, and I enjoy having you on the show. And now I'm kind of hoping you can help me catch up with what's going on out there on the West Coast. Yeah, seeing what's popping, what's new, what is going on. How you doing, man?
Yeah, dude, shit. I got a lot of great things to share with you, Eagle, and the audience. Where can I get started? I would say that what I want to say pertains to Northern California, from the Bay Area all the way up to the Emerald Triangle. So we're talking about San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and all the way up. Santa Rosa's in between. We have Mendocino, we got Humboldt, we got Trinity County. And really, man, the industry is developing. The Emerald Cup just went down. And even though COVID has held us down, we're really tapping into what I have learned to be the terms cultural wealth and cultural sovereignty, which I'm sure you've heard me share with you on prior shows. And it's exciting, man. We're going to have an event this Saturday, GW Smoke Break's first event of the year in Oakland, California. And what I'm going to say pertains to a particular demographic, but nonetheless, the purpose of me sharing this is to empower all of us to tap into our cultural wealth and our love for the plant, because the jokers out there that could care less about us and the plant, they don't have that relationship. And I think that's the ultimate magnet for our success as legacy operators. And even if you're new to the game and you want to do it the right way, true love does conquer all, as corny as that might sound. So trip out on this, man. I'm real excited to share with you that one of the wildest and most strongest, and for me, the word that I'm looking for is like, it's almost spiritual kind of work. And that I tapped in with the Camp family, the Camp brothers out in Pine Ridge Reservation, South Dakota. I don't know if you knew this. And what's happening at the res, it's the Oglala Lakota First Nation. That's where Wounded Knee occurred. Eagle, are you familiar with Wounded Knee?
Bits and pieces. I don't want to say I could go in and I know the gist of it, but to know all the details, I can't say I do, but I know the gist of it. But
Yeah,
go on,
yeah.
please, please.
It's wild. It's wild because the plant breaks down prejudice. The plant breaks down barriers. You look at me, you're looking at a guy that is a first generation American. I'm indigenous to the Andes Mountains, man. So I did a DNA test and it confirmed that over 60% of my blood is native to the Andes Mountains. So that's like Inca, Aymara. And I've always been proud of that. And growing up in America, at times it was at odds with my identity, trying to assimilate and get with the program. But as fate would have it, I am in contact and have been in contact with Victorio and Majanaposh Camp. And they are a traditional Lakota family, and they are a warrior family. And what I mean by that is, if you're a veteran and you're watching this, or if you've ever served in the military, really what happened with Native people in America and the military encroachment that we can read about is basically a prisoner of war situation, to where if you didn't want to be, contained on a res, which back then went by a different name. It escapes me right now. You were basically on the run, you know? And what was significant about Wounded Knee is that it was the last stand for natives in America in regards to their freedom and fighting against the government. It was a massacre that occurred December 29th of 1890. Many women and children were slaughtered. And the reservations used to be called agencies. So Pine Ridge was the Red Cloud Agency, and the Camp brothers are descendants of Chief Red Cloud. And it's just amazing because, you know, not many of us, including myself, know much about Native peoples in this country. And what is even, you know, more of a mystery is their relationship with the plant. But what's fascinating to me, Eagle, what's really cool is that as growers of the plant, as stewards of the plant, as guys that are trying to have the best weed in town, what are we really trying to do? We're trying to get into better vibe with nature, better connection with nature. The plant is an expression of nature, right? And what's beautiful to me, Eagle, is that our native brothers and sisters never strayed from their pure relationship with nature. And so when they say this is sacred, man, their approach is exactly that, like praying on the soil. You know, everything's real serious and traditional. And I'm learning so much, and it pleases me to share with you that the plan this year is to, right now on the res, there's some difficulties acquiring the license. It's going to happen. There's just been a fucking delay, excuse my language. But what's happening is I'm working to raise funds and help these brothers have a successful first grow in a place where it's completely destitute. Even think about the worst hoods that you can think of where you're from in Michigan or here in California, and Indian reservations are fucking way worse, man. The life expectancy is way short. You know, kids dying at birth, you know, there's a term for that, is the highest on the continent. You know, cancer, diabetes, alcoholism, drug abuse, gangs, and all that crazy stuff, man. So it's something that is a whole different world. And as cannabis becomes federally legal in the next 2 years, as a word on the street, I think we're going to see a lot of indigenous-owned cannabis, excuse me. And what I've been saying is the California cannabis experience. We're going to begin to understand the indigenous cannabis experience. And I'm going to share with you something else that you're going to trip out on. But you know, what I'm also excited before I start to go everywhere is that one of the great things that I was able to do for the Camp Brothers is get them a donation from the Humboldt Seed Company. Big packs got mailed to South Dakota, and they're waiting, dude, on the fucking license before they can drop the seed. And it's a little late. I mean, it's starting to get a little late with the date in April now. But if the goal is to make it, Eagle, and with the GW crew to film real Native culture, not like National Geographic, not trying to put an angle on it so we can market it and make money on it, but coming at it like a true ally. You know what I'm saying? From one brother to another. And what I want to give you the example of is, as an example, like, you know, other growers, we all got homies that are growers. If one of your good homies got popped by the cops and all they need is a little bit of help to get back on their feet, it might be clones, it might be lights, it might be trays. This is what the assistance that I'm trying to get for the Camp Brothers. But the fuckery is way deep, man. It's like literally slaughter and violence and betrayal by the U.S. government towards Native people. So you can imagine, like, you can try to understand the rage of a Black brother, you know, an African brother in the hood. Imagine the anger that resides on the res, and, you know, the deep wounds that the plant can heal, you know. And instead of turning to pill popping and the bottle, we can turn to the plant. And so history is being made. We're trying to establish California love, is what I've been calling it, that relationship to Pine Ridge. And what was the other thing that I was thinking about? The other fascinating thing is this, man. When you read history books and they teach you about how weed got to America, they always say that it was the Spanish about 500 years ago, the conquistadors, that brought that shit in their boats, and they did the hemp thing, and they did that. Well, Mary Jane Oatman, she has THC Magazine, and it's right here, dude. It stands for Tribal Hemp and Cannabis Magazine. Super dope, dude. It's beautiful. And according to her traditions, she is Nez Perce. Her grandma did fed time, Eagle, for growing the plant. You know what I'm saying? And in her tradition, dude, they've been in contact with the plant way more than 500 years. You want to trip out on something real fucking crazy? In her tradition,
Oh yeah.
the plant came to their people in the floods, Eagle, 8,000 years ago, dude. I quote you. It's 8,000 fucking years ago. So the wars that their people fought at times with their neighboring tribes were oftentimes over the sacred places where the plant would grow. And the men would know and go tend to these places while the women were more focused on hemp and like making rope. And motherfuckers like the Hudson Bay Company would document this stuff. And it's just this whole new fucking world. And it's exciting to me, man, because I'm a first generation American. I'm here in California. I grew up in the game since I was 18, 17 years old, full blown. I survived. We're here making content. You're doing a great job holding it down. I'm thankful to you for having me. And what I'm trying to get off my chest, Eagle, is that, if we're going to talk about healing and coming together, we can't forget our Native brothers and sisters. And so one of the most exciting things that GW is doing is helping to showcase the indigenous cannabis experience and to share the legends and stories of our Native brothers and sisters who are warriors, man, who have survived so much. And you'd be amazed, dude. If you're an outlaw growing the plant, you're watching this right now, imagine being a native, dude. Motherfucking cowboys and Indians like in the movies, and you're trying to grow weed on top of that, and you're still survived all that shit. That's pretty G, man. So, like, for me, there's a deep respect. Like, this necklace that I'm wearing is made by my friend Joey Torres. He's Moek Moloney, and they're the first people here in the Bay Area. And I can tell you, Eagle, that I have a better relationship with nature now. I feel like that's what I meant by spiritual work. It's a trip, man. And, the plant helps us get there, and our Native brothers and sisters are going to help us get there further. And so I'm excited to share that with you, man. And so I want to take a pause and, maybe you have some questions, maybe not, but yeah, man.
Man, I'm stoked to hear about the new path that you're on, the new journey. I talk all the time about how cannabis is very spiritual. And it doesn't surprise me that, that there, what you're saying here. But I'm glad to see that you're diving in deeper and deeper, finding the roots and, tracing it back deeper than we even thought it went, you know what I mean? And showing other people that it's what's going on there. Yeah, it's awesome. I knew there was a reason that I needed to get you back on. Now I'm even more glad now I've got you back on. I'm all ears. I'm all ears, my friend. This is awesome. I'm glad to hear all this, to be honest with you. Man.
Thank you. I just got to get some water real quick.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep on running. I don't know if you have any questions for me, but I can go if that's what you want.
Run with it, brother. Tell us all about what you got going there. I don't even know if I want to interrupt it.
Yeah, man. I just want to say that one thing that I mentioned to the brothers, even in our initial talks, is that it took time to build trust. Dude, they're like, "You're Native. How come you don't cut your? How come you have a bald head? These guys have their long hair. They have their traditional as hell." And what I'm saying is this, man. At one point or another in my weed career, I was more or less down to die for my shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a lot of you outlaw legacy operators, if you're not there right now, at some point you came to that situation where you're like, damn, dude, it's like ride or die, or, I'm going to risk it. And it may not be like your life that you're risking, but your freedom, So the term that comes to mind that's been shared with me is the term warrior, you know. And for the Oglala Lakota people, Majanapash camp is their war chief. You know, that comes with a tremendous place of respect. You can look up the occupation of Wounded Knee in 1973, and that was a shootout with the FBI over the course of many days. And their father, Carter Camp, who was a founding member of the American Indian movement, was the war chief in that situation, in that standoff. And so these boys were raised with standing up for what they believe in, protecting the land, the water, their people. And it's heartbreaking, man, you know, when you learn about the history. And I'm reading a book right now called Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. And it's in my closet, actually. But man, I wanted to share with you that, you know, from that perspective, like, these guys and their people are very much a warrior, you know, at heart. And you could say not society, you know, they're not out there going to war, you could say, but the spirit is something that is strong and that I'm eager to share with the world. And I appreciate you guys taking a moment to reflect on what I've shared about our Native brothers and sisters, because to conclude the thought and what I shared, what I wanted to share initially, Eagle, is that, you know, I grew up watching Warner Brothers and shit. So there's so many racial stereotypes in cartoons growing up and even in movies. And that's often all that we know. So it's such a breath of fresh air. And often as weed growers and weed smokers, we're misunderstood. So the whole world of native cannabis is gonna fucking unfold, man. I've committed to it. I gave the brothers my word as a brother. And so when you do that, especially if you're in the game, you know that all you have is your word is your reputation. And I feel really, really good because it's based on good intent. I'm not looking to make nothing. What I am getting out of it is like spiritual strength, man. It's like new reconnection. It's cool. So I'm gonna, you know, conclude there. Something exciting that's coming. And then in regards to California, like, holy shit, dude, this event
Before
on
you go on
Saturday,
there, Daniel,
bro, like,
uh,
we're bringing, I'm a key part of bringing together Frisco, Oakland, San Jose, which in the news, I'm sure you hear for a lot of the violence that happens, a lot of the hood shit and whatnot, and it can be dangerous, you know what I'm saying? But as Latinos, as an example, we're a majority, and we're often in the media and through mainstream culture divided. Through gangs, we're divided. Through the prison system, we're divided. Even the fucking like LA Dodgers and the 49ers, it's red and blue, and it's a trip, man, when you really start to get into it. So the plan again helped us come together, Eagle, and the Bay Area Latino Cannabis Alliance is doing exactly that in Oakland at La Perla Puerto Rican Cuisine Restaurant. If you're in the Bay Area, slide through 1 to 5 p.m. We're gonna have vendors, and it's crazy because as Latinos, bro, I know what you really want to hear maybe is like the Emerald Triangle shit, but I'm gonna get to. But you know what's crazy is as Latinos, you know, we're mestizos, which means that as a result of the violent conquest of the Spanish in the Americas, and you know, women were raped unfortunately and brutalized, and out you pop motherfuckers like me who are a mix of all that. So a lot of us Latinos, like, we're not really aware of our native roots ourselves. So we're gonna have Mexica vendors, and there's like this renaissance that's happening, and the plants in the middle of it all. We're gonna have a land acknowledgement by my buddy Joey Torres, acknowledging that this is a Ohlone land that we're on. So it's beautiful, man, and it's really historic. So I'm really excited about that. And at the same time, HCGA, which is the Humboldt County Growers Association, Growers Alliance, they represent a majority of all the growers in Humboldt. They're down with the movement, dude. They're down to support any way they can. I don't want to spill too much game about my partner, Javier Armas, because he's badass, dude. It's like, if you're deep in the game, you don't speak all your business. And like, his mind is really, you know, tuned for organizing, activism, you know, politics and shit. So it's really cool, dude. We're really, for years, right? Business in California has gone from the Triangle to the Bay Area, places like Oakland, and then it goes out to the rest of the country, you know, black market packs. And so now that weed's legal, they try to squash us, these corporate cockroaches, dude. They try to squash us financially. through weasel agreements, weasel companies like Flowcana who don't pay their people. It's real predatory, dude. But they couldn't kill us all. They did their motherfucking best. And what we're doing now, and it's really starting, dude, is building relationships, dude, between the Emerald Triangle and the Bay Area, but in a legacy equity way. What does that mean, bro? It means that farmer, your favorite farmers up in the Triangle, they don't want to fuck with big retailers because they keep on getting fucked around with. Did you know that in LA, you got to pay for shelf space, man, for optimal shelf space? This shelf space, man, it'll cost you like 10 racks, 20 racks a month. It's a big boys game that guys like you and me and our friends up north, they can't afford to play it either. So they want to do honest business, back to the handshake, back to like, old school, man. And for all you guys that are in markets that are just emerging, be ready for bad businessmen, dude, dishonest motherfuckers. It's all about building your own networks, people that you can trust. And it's exciting, man, because in California, as global tourism kicks in, as federal descheduling happens, and you can do social consumption, bro, we're gonna see LA, the Bay, and the Triangle really be the centers of tourism, cannabis tourism. Cali, we want to compete with LA, and LA is fucking bad in the sense that they're really extorting everybody to do business, and that's not the model that we want. It's not sustainable, and because we're building this bridge, at the minimum, we're exerting leverage over time on SoCal, because before you know it, we're going to have cool ass equity retailers like myself in San Jose, California. Been working hard on that shit. And even if it's not meant for me, if the universe doesn't want it, there's going to be plenty more that are going to get it. And you're going to have dope ass legacy operators like Homie, who just won the Emerald Cup, Canna Country Farms. Bro, his distributor, Redwood Roots, Chris Anderson's the owner. He wants to do business with equity operators who share the same values. My homie Javier Adamas, you want to hear something cool? This is dope, dude. How do you outsmart your enemy? How do you fucking get around the system when you got to pay racks and racks to get on the shelves? Well, my homie, what I can share with you is Javier Adamas. This guy figured it out. He's the first guy to write a book in California called Bud Tender Education. It's available on Amazon. He calls it an Oakland equity product. And it's a first, man. And what it does is it teaches you a lot of basics about pot, shit like regenerative farming, because dudes in LA that are bud tenders are saying shit like, dude, indoors cleaner than outdoor. Indoors way better than outdoor. Outdoors trash. And you're like, dude, that's the fucking opposite of the truth, dude. The best weed in the world is outdoor. So education is crucial, dude. And you have Green Flower Media that use a lot of the guys and gals that we love here in California in the industry to spread their message. And they're charging like 3 racks for a course where you can make this shit for free. So the point that I'm trying to get is to circumvent the system. Bro, Javier and myself, even in San Jose, we're talking with Kaliva, dude. We got their store managers who are going to submit articles for our newsletter. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to educating bud tenders and having access to the guys that really make a difference, when as a consumer you walk into the dispensary, they tell you what to get, what not to get. That shit is free and it's dangerous. And it's an opportunity that HCGA we're making that happen, So now we can break that like confinement of having to pay that Skrilla for there to be demand for a certain kind of product, which is regenerative farming, full sun. I mean, indoors cool, right? And if we come to a time where disaster happens and the sun doesn't come out for 100 days, yeah, indoor is going to be crucial. But I'm saying, dude, personally, bro, like outdoors is best. I grow indoor. I grow killer indoor. I love it. It works. It's beautiful. But, I always default to my big homies up north, like Canna Country Farms, Red Ted. There's an interview that I did with him that you can see on the GW Smoke Break YouTube channel at the 2019 Emerald Cup. And homie's a character, dude. He's a badass legacy operator doing big work back in the day. And I was so impressed by his Burmese, dude. This one that he won, he called it the 26, but I think it's one of his Burmese crosses or Burmese strains. Dude, Swami, if you know who that is, his review of it, he posted on IG. Ted did. It was like, dude, the bud smells like candy so much that you want to eat it raw. You just want to eat the bud raw. That was such a descriptive way to go about sharing his experience. So man, I'm thrilled that in California, dude, like we're doing just all we're doing is doing a lot of shit first, right? And a lot of the guys that put in the work these past few decades, now we get to share it with you through legalization, through these relationships that we're able to have and talk about with guys like you and me on these platforms like YouTube and Instagram. And it's beautiful. It's historic. It's like 100 years ago with prohibition, but you see the plant is so much different than the bottle, man. It's so much chemically complex. You don't have to be a professional breeder to fuck around. You can make some cool shit. A lot of shit happens by accident. So dude, the best thing I can say, man, is like one of the consequences of being in the game back in the day is that you didn't document anything. So now we're finally starting to see a rhythm, and GW Smoke Break has been a pioneer of this movement in showcasing authentic cannabis culture, giving light to folks who really, man, all the guys that I've fucked with have been really uncomfortable on the camera from the get-go at the beginning because they're not used to it. And I wasn't used to it either. Kevin Jodrey, I give him all the credit, man. He planted seeds in my direction in my work. And he didn't force me to step up, but I wanted to, I thought to myself, damn, these footsteps are really working for Big Kev. I should give it a try because I might not survive legalization if I don't get out of my comfort zone. So the message is to empower all of you, man. Eagle, you're doing a fantastic job, bro. And I'm grateful for this time and space right now to speak your voice. Be proud of your relationship with the plant. We're not criminals anymore, man. We're rock stars, and all these weasels are trying to copy us, be like us, and it's so whack. There's so many posers, dude, state to state. And before you know it, Eagle, what pleases me is that we're gonna have these connections, right? Cali to Michigan, Cali to the Midwest, Cali to the East Coast. Jay-Z fucks with Kaliva. He's their spokesman. He's got Monogram, and he's talking about legalization back in New York. And so all this shit's coming together. And I think the secret is we got to be respected. And at the end of the day, I feel that my goal, bro, is for our enemies, so to speak, or those that wish to see us fail, for them to have to bend to our will. And with legalization, like what's happening back east in New York, where automatic expungement is taking place and equity is on the table, equity pertains to all of us. You don't got to be black or brown to do equity, man. Like, if you've been wrapped up for weed and you've been part of the drug war, dude, that's for you too. Because none of us are heavily bankrolled to play the game like they want it, man. They want one Costco of weed, they want one Walmart, Target. There's only a handful of those motherfuckers. But craft cannabis, dude, the example that I may have shared with you prior, when you look at traditional ag, what you see is like a 10% allotment of like craft cheese. And then like the 90% of cheese, the cheese industry is just like commercial cheese. But cannabis, because it's the most chemically complex plant on the planet, we're going to see way more than just 10% in the cannabis industry when it comes to craft cannabis. So it is branding. It is like staying true. But man, I mean, the future's bright. They're just doing everything in their power, dude, to really fuck things over. And if we can learn anything from California, it's just to dig in, be smart, build your networks with your community, ride out the storm. It doesn't last forever. And we have a beautiful future. Like the rest of this decade, is going to be beautiful as soon as things start to really get into shape. Next 2 years, federal descheduling. After that, it's going to be like, dude, dream come true, man, in every sense of the word.
I have to agree with you there. And I do still fear the big guy in a lot of ways, but I do agree with you in the aspect is they can't or they won't be able to run us out because we know how the big guys run. They don't like to put all their eggs in too diverse of a basket. You know what I mean? They want to find a few that are the demand and run with it because that's what sells. And we love our cannabis, but I don't think we'd ever want it narrowed down. I mean, there's too many good things that come up, daily. Too many good flavors, too many good strains. They'll never be able to dominate that market or keep up. So with that being said, they're always, because that different strains, different flavors, will leave room for us, in my opinion. Not just the crafts. I just don't think the big guys will be that diverse. You know what I mean? I think once it goes rec, where they get that foot in the door, they're gonna grow 10 strains. You know what I mean? They're not gonna diversify into the market that's got way hundreds of strains, and they'll leave plenty of room for the smaller guys to go, man, just come on over here. I've got the fruits and the gas or whatever, you know what I mean? I think the flavors will save us. Flavors will save us.
The flavor, the culture, the genetics, as you say. And if anything, man, if I want to impart a message, or if I want to leave you or our audience, your audience with something, is that if there's ever a time to fight for your rights, the time is now. And you fight in different ways, man. You don't got to get out and protest. You don't got to do things that you might think you have to do. It's just about being cognizant, being aware that without the will of the people in place, corporate America wants to roll us over. This is the drug war 2.0 in California. We're coming to that realization. And I'm seeing it happen to where leaders are coming out of the rubble, man. You know what I'm saying? They're really saying, fuck this. We've had enough. We're going to stand up. We got delivery legalized in California. The people did. And it's like the movies, Eagle. I don't know if you like Luke Skywalker, like Star Wars. I don't know if you like The Matrix, or even the movie Terminator, where it was John Connor that fucked it up for the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? In the movie Terminator, and they had to go back in time to try to kill him. But when people stand up and we start to share ideas, an idea is dangerous, dude. And in the Matrix, the system didn't count on Neo to fucking become self-aware and break through the Matrix and fuck shit up for them. And the same thing in plenty of other movies, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like Luke Skywalker, as an example. They're all normal dudes. They just felt really strongly about something. So I just want to say that we're all those characters, man. We all have it in us to make change. And the consequence is to have an industry, have a world of legal cannabis where it's not something that we enjoy, where we can't grow at home, where we're confined to, as you say, 10 different strains. And what the fuck is that? But you see, through our culture, which is an asset in business, and how to tie that into branding and marketing and connecting with the right people, we can get this industry back. I see it happening little by little, inch by inch. And these corporations, because of this double-edged sword that is a cell phone, they got to be transparent too. And just like they used to pay Michael Jordan, they pay celebrities now to represent their brands. They're going to want to, they're seeking that authenticity. So the more we push this talk of what's real and what isn't, and what the vibe is and what isn't, they're going to have to copy us, dude, not the other way around, you know? And we can learn these lessons, as I always say, from learning from the California, what was the California surfing industry and skateboarding industry. It's now global, and how that evolved, and how if you weren't really with the shit, you're quick to be called a poser, and rightly so. And don't ever forget, boys and girls, that the legends of the surfing industry were the guys that touched the water, not the guys in suits and ties. So the power lies within us. You've been touching the plant. You have a relationship with the plant. And sometimes, especially through criminalization, we're not really secure or sure of ourselves, confident about how to come out of the green closet. We'll come out of that motherfucking green closet. That's what the world needs right now. And I feel like I sound like Eddie Lepp, like I'm channeling my inner Eddie Lepp, you know, and I'm glad he's still with us. But no, man, it's serious. It's real serious out there. And it's like do or die, especially if you want to have a place to grow weed and make money legally in this beautiful new brave world of ganja. So beautiful things are happening in California. We're networking. I'm proud to say that GW is in the middle of it. You know, I was in the middle of the Santa Cruz Mountains last weekend, dude. Eagle, I'm proud to share with you, if you're ever out here, go to Loch Lomond. It's out there in Ben Lomond. It's like the legacy area of the Santa Cruz Mountains where the boys have been growing for a while. Dude, the Ghost Mountain Riders are out there. They're a 1% biker club. And I actually got to share a plane flight with one of their, not man at arms, but definitely a leader guy. and I had a good talk with him. But we were passing through Lompico, and it's a town, and they got like the community sign, and you see the Ghost Mountain Riders carved in there, real nice. It's pretty cool. But Loch Lomond, man, it's in the cuts. Never been there before. We got to film our 2-year anniversary for GW Smoke Break, going from zero to hero, at least feeling like a hero, because we're really having fun and doing really cool shit, connecting with cool people. And zero because we didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about the production game, and my guys were just getting into like the world of weed. And bro, like I'm really proud of the work we've done. I'm really proud of what you're gonna see right around 420. The boys opened up and they shared with how the show and the experience has made them, different, better, more professional, and how we've come together as a crew, man. And it's, what I want to see is more people talk and have podcasts, and instead of saying like we want to be the only ones, or whatever that attitude might be like, we want to see the more of us voice up and articulate and share and create, the better, dude. And for the first time in my life, I'm really realizing that the people do have the power. Excuse me, get some water. But like Tupac said, the power is in the people and the politics we address. And the problems we're seeing in California are going to go to the rest of the country. And I know that none of this shit's going to happen overnight. I think that what you guys are going to see are some killer genetics that are coming from different places in the country. I know of a lot of action that's happening in California. And it's crazy, man. It's like, you know how it is, Eagle. You pop some beans. Before you get the flower, it could be 9 months. It could be a year. It takes a while, dude. And so imagine if you're breeding, coming up with the new shit. You just won the Emerald Cup, the process of sharing that strain on market at dispensaries, and maybe some beans down the road. So, dude, 2022, 2023, it's all dank. What we're learning, if anything, is you can't stop the plant. You can't stop the people that fuck with the plant. You can't arrest everybody. That shit failed. And so I believe that if we have seen such beautiful strains and such beautiful quality of work come out of our cannabis community nationwide through the war on drugs, and to have survived that, because if it was up to the government, they would have squashed us all, right? There would be no genetics. It would have got fucking everything. So that didn't happen. So we were able to do that during those times, bro. Imagine through legalization the magic that's happening. And these corporate bastards, they're listening right now. They know this, but dude, they can't control it all, dude. It's impossible. And shit, man. Some things, are out of our control completely. But what's amazing is that the plant is so resilient. She's so smart. She's so adaptogenic that if we just listen to her and learn from her, bro, it's what Bob Marley said, man. Healing of the nation. And this is another thing I'll say, is that when it comes to Pine Ridge and in general, of course I want to get paid to do GW Smoke Break in general. I got to slow down here, Eagle. But it's another quote from the Whalers. It's that, if you live for yourself, you live in vain. But if you live for others, if you live for your brother, you will live again. And I've really taken that to heart. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a value that you learn up in Humboldt, and community value and giving back, being sustainable. And as somebody who grew up as a like a D-boy, you can say, with weed here in San Jose, it was just about taking, right? Taking money for the plant, spending it on myself, and like a selfish, not cognizant of any of those kinds of realities, dude, of giving back, man. I was ignorant of all that. So I can honestly say that the plant has made my life richer. The people that honor her have made my life richer. And it's my desire to continue to share the positivity, because that's all we need sometimes, man, is to really see what's going out there. We connect on it, connect with it on a different level, one level or another. And that's how my life has been. And eventually we are going to meet, Eagle, and your audience. We will come together at cool events like the Emerald Cup. And shoot, man,
I will be there next year, Daniel.
I hope so.
Tim asked me to come out, and I will be damned if I'm going to pass that invitation up. So he asked me to come out and participate. So I don't. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. We're hooking up at the next Emerald Cup, my friend. We are most definitely hooking up at the next Emerald Cup.
I would really enjoy that, Eagle. I appreciate what you're doing. And again, I'm just trying to empower the people, man. We're all the same. I'm just like you. I'm nobody special, man. I just decided to have the willpower to not quit and to figure out a way no matter what, and to do my best to connect with the right people, because when you have the right friends, man, and it does make a difference. We can't do this on our own.
Shoot, brother, I respect what you do, my friend, man. I kind of look to strive to, have my videos to be as the quality of your guys' videos. Get out there and actually be hitting the pavement, getting out, meeting the people, directing in the gardens on their turf, showing what it's all about, man. You guys killing it, man. Yeah, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I mean, you guys are showing the real deal, over there. How it goes on, I mean, all real shit. Good quality video. I got tons of respect for you guys. You guys be knocking it out there. I actually put that as strive to be up there in the quality at where you guys are at. So I appreciate when you say, well, you appreciate what I'm doing. I'm just hoping I'm following your footsteps and others like you, man, taking notes, man. So, it's pioneers like yourself that are still teaching people like myself in a good path to follow. And I love the way you're always about the culture. You're making sure that you're the Mexican culture, the Native American culture are being firmly represented. And I think that's amazing. And one of the questions in chat, I'm sorry, Kasu, but when we were talking about it earlier, he said he loves supporting a Native American culture. Is there any breeders that we should know about and should be supporting? As far as that goes.
Excuse me. That's an excellent question. What I can say is THC Magazine. I wish I could tell you her IG right now. It's Mary Jane. And it's not Oatman. And she doesn't have an IG for this magazine, actually. But, nobody comes to mind. What is incredible is that there's way more native-owned dispensaries than you would even imagine across the country. And I'm trying so hard to think of something right now, but nothing comes to mind. What I can say is that if you tune into GW Smoke Break TV in the coming weeks and months, we are going to get more work done in regards to identifying breeders, growers, hotspots across the country that are growing the dank, that are available for us to stroll through and check it out. And right now, as far as GW Smoke Break, we're committed to going to Pine Ridge, man. Really want to figure that out and document the culture there, the relationship to the plant, and talk about legends, and legends never die. Dude, you're talking about a group of people that another group of people try to kill them, try to murder them all. You know what I'm saying? Still try to kill them through fucking poverty and shitty conditions. So like, yeah, man, it's amazing, dude. And the plant is so powerful. You go, it's just such a beautiful thing. And I appreciate, again, us having open minds and open hearts, because I know that Native people is a group of people that we really don't know much about. So it may be easy to judge. It may be easy to think a certain way. And I know, like, I'm changing a lot about myself when I'm learning the truths as to like the shit that went down. And it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing some of the, cultural history with the Native Americans, how far it goes back, the real uses in the tradition, in the seances and the circles, you know, exactly what it meant when the peace pipes were being passed and all that. It's deep, deep in the heritage. And I'd love to hear exactly what the cannabis plant has meant to them throughout the years and how far back it goes. That's another thing. It's we always think when we talk about cannabis like it's a couple hundred years old. It hasn't. The Chinese have been using it for thousands of years. I mean, we're just been blinded into to not think about how long it's actually been in use, and it's crazy that it's being so prevalent today. I mean, how can it be buried for thousands of years? How can it just be wiped out from consciousness for so long? That's what, I don't get that. And,
I
uh,
can answer your
it,
question in an easy way. Do you read it all, Eagle?
not as much as I should, to be honest with you. These days, when I'm like trying to get into like books and stuff like that, I'm listening to Audible. To actually sit down and read, I'm guilty of not, sitting down and actually reading a good book.
Yeah, no worries.
Uh,
I'm not sure if Jack Hare, his book, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, I'm not sure if that's available in audio, but what I learned from reading, basically skimming through the whole damn book, because I wrote a timeline that you can check out at balka.live that takes from different verified sources. And what he teaches, man, is that back in like the 30s, the 20s, like at the turn of the 20th century, the hemp industry was beginning to boom. People were growing hemp in this country. The founding fathers grew hemp. It was used for many different things. The War of 1812 was in part fought over hemp because the British Navy depended on hemp sales for their boats, and Napoleon told Russia that they couldn't sell Britain fucking hemp, and so that caused a problem, and on, right? But basically DuPont in America, they synthesized, and it was nylon that they were able to synthesize, make a synthetic material to compete with hemp, and therefore create a whole new industry of whack ass, fake ass shit, polluting the world. And you had other bastards like the Hearst family, who owned a shitload of newspapers, who also didn't want their lumber interests threatened by the fact that hemp is so like fucking grown faster, way less water, way more sustainable. It's a no-brainer. So that's when the propaganda started. And what am I getting to? I'm going a little bit off track. If you could please steer me back on track, Eagle.
Sorry, Daniel. Guilty. I was catching up on chat.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Okay, I was just talking about how basically you know, we're talking the war on drugs. I totally lost track where I was at. I'm sorry, but
So you're talking about the book there, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, and how you're skimming
yes,
over
thank you. And so how did the plant get so buried was your question. And so to answer your question, thank you for getting me back on track, is that you have corporate America that deliberately, went the synthetic route so they can capitalize and make a shitload of money. And just like some people believe that Tesla was murdered, the FBI raided his home after he died to get all this shit. He wanted free electricity. Now they want to charge us for water. So it's crazy because now that the plan is going to become legal and a lot of the original participants in the war on drugs are dead, we learn the true history of things, and it's gross, man. It's disgusting, the level of lies that have been fed to us by the government, dude. Everything from this is your brain on drugs to like weed is a gateway drug and weed is bad for you. Man, the truth is that the human race has evolved with cannabis since the beginning of time, dude. I mean, that's just documented. It's got so many uses, as you know. We're just getting back in touch with the plant. It's powerful. And what I was saying earlier is I think, it was made illegal not just for healing purposes, and we saw the development of the pharmaceutical industry as a result of synthetic bullshit, in this case, synthetic drugs, because weed, bro, has all the magic in it to heal us from so much different shit. But, the plant now, it's like, now that it's legal and they've studied the consequences, right? And that's why they're trying so hard to dominate the industry. But free thinking is something that happens when you smoke pot. And so the more free thinking we do, and the more of a shift we make in our values, that back when I was growing up, it was bling bling, right? I wasn't wearing seashells. I was wearing a donkey rope. You know what I'm saying? So in the 80s, even, it was worse. You know, hella gold, hella materialism. You ain't shit unless you got big chrome wheels and you got, you know, a chick with fake tits that cost money, and shit has to cost money for you to have value. Where now it's like maybe my value is that I have time to enjoy the sunshine. I'm not in a rat race, and I get to grow a plant and grow my own food and exchange with my friends cool ass shit that has value because it increases the quality of my life. Like you can have all the money in the world but still feel dead inside. And I was there at a certain point in my life, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm so grateful for this work with Native people, with the Native brothers and sisters like the Camp Brothers, because I'm feeling rich in a totally different way. And it's free to go camping. It's free to go to the beach. It's free to go to the woods. And when you like what I was taught right now in a previous conversation, I could share with you, kind of teach you something cool, is like you're supposed to let everything go when you're in nature. You're supposed to be right in the moment and just be in tune with all the sounds and all the smells and be like almost filled with a sense of wonder with all the little life that's there, and just like get lost for a moment, dude, almost like a child does. And that's the power of nature, man. And the more you do that, the more you realize how much we're connected to it, our minds. Uh, and that's what I'm saying is I think that when you have the plant around you, you have good friends that share that love for the plant, you realize like, dude, I don't need to be a millionaire, man. You got good smoke, good food, good friends. You know, I got time. You know, time's a fucking gift, and that's cool when you're growing your own shit and doing your thing. You got time, that ain't bad. That's something that Kevin, I remember him saying years ago, and I never forgot that. Because yeah, dude, especially here in the Bay Area, you know, people are working 3 jobs, living in garages, living in 1-bedroom spots, you know, and it's just incredible, dude, what people are doing to survive. So the future's bright, dude. You know, I think that we just need to know that there's many people like us around the world, and as soon as we get our act together as Americans, you know, guys like you, Eagle, I'm giving it my best shot. We're gonna inspire others around us. So as soon as we get our act together as Americans, folks, we can offer some cool shit to the world, and we can go and connect with people around the world. You know, because dude, I'll be real with you, Eagle, all the bullshit that's happened and you hear on mainstream news about America, it's like people around the world are like, I don't know about those Americans. We need to regain their trust and show them that we're some pot loving, freedom loving, cool ass people that want to connect. And you know, we're all the same around the world, really, dude. And you know, like Frenchy cannoli, and we got like hash that's hella cool, and concentrates and dabs. Well, people in Afghanistan have been having cool shit and making hash for a long time, longer than America's ever been in existence. And imagine a time where we can connect and shit. Maybe you'll never be able to travel freely to Afghanistan, but you know what I mean? Maybe Morocco, you know, maybe before the world ends, fucking as they always try to scare us with. We're definitely gonna see that. If I rescind that statement, Eagle, the world is not gonna end. It's a beautiful future. It's a state of mind, really. No matter what they throw at us, can't be afraid. You know, smoke some weed, reflect, and nature's the answer, dude. Like that's what the gateway drug is for weed, bro. She's a gateway to nature. That's the truth. So yeah, bro. Like it's just a beautiful thing.
It is, man. You know what's funny is I actually had a conversation with a group of folks the other day about hash because I had some on me and I had brought it out and I was passing it around because I was pretty proud of it. And I was in a room full of some new cannabis users, you know what I mean, newish or maybe just new to admitting they smoke cannabis, you know what I mean? When they seen the hash come out, they had that look on their face like another black market drug had come out or some shit. And I said I could see that look on their face, and I said, "What is it about this little ball of hash here that just kind of made your face go serious?" Like, I had brought something else to the table, and I said, "Are you under the assumption like this is like some crazy different drug other than cannabis, and it's magically chemically all produced?" Or I said, no. I said, let me. I actually sat down and explained the whole process of a bubble hash or water hash. I said, I just knocked this shit off with ice cubes and water and seeded it. That's all this is. Them beautiful trichomes, little diamonds, and little sparkly, crystally things you see on your buds. That's all this is right here. That's it. Plain and simple. Beautiful hash. You want to smoke some? And after I explained, the process, there was no chemicals, there was no nothing, just pulling it out of a bag, the goodness that it was. They were like, yeah, I would like to try some of that. And everyone that was there had smoked it and was greatly impressed by how good how the buzz was, the medical effect, how it made them feel, and how good it tasted. So it was nice to, kind of school or educate, somebody on a little bit of cannabis and one of the side products we have there, and take some of the the illegitimacy out of it, or that, I yeah, I think there should be a little bit more education like that to the public, about cannabis products and how they're made, to take a little bit of that leeriness out of it for them. But I'm glad to see this day and age, though, that people are at least listening. You know what I mean? And I'm not as scared. I'm not scared anymore. I go off on a lot of contingencies a lot of times, just trying to speak to defend this plant, and it's nice, like I said, that people are at least open minded and give me a few minutes of their time to sway them a little bit to you know the correctness of what we're doing.
Yeah, man, we're definitely educators. That's our role. And even everybody in the audience, just for people to see how happy you are with a plant, that's a teaching moment. They may not agree with it, but they can't, deny that you're happy. They got to acknowledge that. It's like undeniable. I think, Eagle, that, that was a beautiful moment where, after you explained to them what it was, for all they knew, it was black tar heroin. They were willing to try it, dude. And I'm sure they had a great experience with the plant, man. And before I forget, dude, I want to share with you in the audience what's going down for GW Smoke Break 2021. We're going to go to Edwardsburg, California. In a place like Edwardsburg and Humboldt, look it up on the map. Outlaw country, man. Back in the day, fucking big growing, middle of fucking nowhere, big boys doing big things, straight outlaw country. I can't understate that enough. Never been out there. I remember about 20 years ago hanging out with Kevin Jodrey and him being like, dude, I know some boys out in Edwardsburg. They don't fuck around. He'd go out there to, I think, work on like satellite jobs. But like it's an hour away from the main road, dude. So 45 minutes, you're not there unless you have business there. So we're gonna visit Savage Farms. Thank you, Jerry Savage. That's happening, I believe, July, first 2 weeks of July. We're going to go visit Emerald Mountain Legacy out in Comchi, Mendocino for round 2, Legend of Mandelbrot. Thank you, Ben Anderson, his brother, Bogey Burke. And shout out to their collaboration with Mean Gene, man, that Cherry Royale. Super dank. Can't wait for people to come back with pictures and sharing their experience with popping those beans. Who else are we messing with this year? Soham Royal, Big Sean Stam out in Honeydew, California, and also Outlaw Country in Southern Humboldt. Hopefully it's tentative, but we should be there this summer. Oklahoma, shout out Brandon Rust. Big Brandon's having us out this summer to document all the beautiful things that are happening out in Smokelahoma. So we're eager for that. We're super excited, dude. Never been out of state yet, so it's a nice accomplishment for the show. And then also, if it's meant to be, man, I got to reach back out to Big Ganja D, Rebel Grown, Dan. And if it's meant to be, Eagle will be in the Palo Verde, but it's the Palo Verde appellation in southern Humboldt, where all three of the counties meet, where Island Mountain Xenia is. And Dan likes to say that back in the homesteading days, that he says, places like Honeydew and Eddersburg, man, they're going big, but they were also like growing their own food and like, raising livestock. And he's like, but fuck, he's like, over here, Danny, he's like, oh, it was just, people were just going off with the herb. Like that was it. So it's like, I love that competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? Every place has got their little sub histories. And what I'm eager for too in that regard. So again, might hit up Island Mountain area, Palo Verde appellation, Rebel Grown. Hope that's going to happen. And then what I can also say is there's a chance that we might be able to do some work with Ted at Canada Country Farms. Because of his win, I reached out to him and proposed a little idea of a one-day trip. So we'll talk more next week. If that happens, it'll be a beautiful thing to share with the cannabis community around the world, domestically as well. And then what I also want to share is my mind, dude, I just jump off in too many tangents. But Oklahoma Pine Ridge is somewhere where we should be going. And then, oh man, what was it? It'll come back to me, Eagle. But it's going to be a busy year. We're going to rock with Emerald Mountain Legacy 3 times. So we're going to follow them this season, from spring, summer, fall, May, July, and then October. And then, shoot, I want to recall the other thing that I was going to say. But no, man, it's going to be a beautiful year. Cannabis culture, showing our love for the plant. Legacy operators, inspiring you guys to keep the torch alive. But no, bro, it's all from the heart, dude. And, just trying to get the blessings of the Ganja gods by having good intentions and being supportive and being an ally,
Damn, brother, I'm jealous. That's amazing. You always do from you can tell you do it from the heart. But man, that's a hell of a schedule. That's a lot of amazing people. That's a lot of amazing ground to cover, man. I'm severely jealous, man. That's one of the things when I was referring to the respect I had for you. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. On the road, taking us right to the direct on location. We're here. There's not too many people doing that anymore. We're live. We're here talking to, what I mean? Covering the scene, the happenings, And GW Smoke Break TV does that. And like I said, man, great quality, great information, great people, great locations you be taking us to, man. If, I got tons of respect for what you guys do over there. Man, man, you're a tough act to follow. You're a tough act to follow, man. I appreciate what you're doing, man. So I'll be watching this for sure, man. It sounds like a bunch of great TV, a lot of great storyline, amazing people. Man, I'm not even that far planned out ahead, man. I can't even imagine what it takes to coordinate all that traveling and good times, man. Shout out to you, man. Hard work, always killing it. Always killing it.
Thank you, Eagle. Thank you, man. If I inspire you in the right way, that makes me happy. We're all learning from each other. I learn from you, bro, in different ways. I'm always trying to learn something. And this is the beginning, dude. The more of us that realize that we are the change that we want to be, we have that power. We are the movers and shakers. That is a domino effect that I'd love to see happen nationwide. A recognition of our culture and acknowledgement. Corporate America bending to our will, giving us space for those who want it in the legal game. And yeah, man, like, if you really have your heart and your mind set on your work, Eagle, we're gonna meet soon, bro. And it's not about me. You're gonna do you and continue to connect with awesome people in the way that you do, in a way that nobody else does. And I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we have that in common between us, is that for whatever reason, we're motivated to have these platforms to share with others, have guests on our shows and give them a space. And what I was thinking earlier is that one of the places I want to get into is Spy Rock out in northern Mendo. Legendary place, also an outlaw place. And part of the hard work, Eagle, is when I'm on set, you know, the first half of the work is getting on set, getting there in the first place, right? Building that trust. And then secondly is really like being intuitive and just almost like a like an eagle would look, or like a hawk, you know, or like an owl or something, or you see a dog do this when it's staring at you, because I really got to understand how I can best get this legacy operator to open up in a situation where you've been trained sometimes since you were a child to keep it zipped. And the show would be boring if it was scripted, if it was coached, coerced. But no, man, these are all genuine conversations that are unedited, except for some minor damn things. But bro, like, that's what I'm proud of. And I think that what I will share is that's free and it's part of healing is connecting, man. I know that when I was, you know, doing too much, I felt disconnected and shit. But like when you get to connect with other people in a meaningful way, bro, like it feels great. And that's like I feel like it's a gift, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we can all get out there and make it a point to connect with our people, make eye contact, make it a point to listen, ask thoughtful questions. And in Spanish, that's called convivir. And you go to a place like Spain and they're out at 11 p.m. at night eating outside. It's like the European way. In Latin America, they're all out in the plazas and people make time to talk. It's part of the human experience. And I think in America, sometimes we live so fast that we don't really make time to, just like I was saying with nature, you forget all the bullshit. Well, you can get high with your homies and forget all the bullshit. Really just connect with each other and make those special moments happen, man, because life goes by fast. And that's what I'm excited about for cannabis culture, dude. Those are going to be those moments in the lounges where we connect, smoke at the events, and share that good fucking vibe, dude. That's unprecedented, you know? Even when the hippies in Woodstock in the 60s and 70s, they had to do everything illegal. They weren't able to connect the way that we're doing now and the way that we will continue to connect with each other around the world. So you're a pioneer, Eagle. You know, you deserve a lot of credit. I believe you were doing this before I was involved. You know, it was definitely like your own thing, you know, and still continues to be. So yeah, bro, I appreciate you holding it down, man. And I know your people appreciate you. And let's keep it rocking. If I can help refer you to anybody, I'm down, you know. I'm an ally and I can't wait to burn one with you, brother.
Oh man, I'm always looking for help getting some great guests, man. It's not easy doing this night after night. I've been doing this. I just crossed my end of year two. Daniel, March 25th was my 1 year mark. So this is marks the second year, and this is actually 374 spotlights I've done in the last year. Yeah,
Shit.
still five hours a night every night, 11:20 to 4:20. I'm still trying to put it together. I want to invite you to. Having another 420 24-hour episode on 420. If you find some time on 420, I'll be here all day and night. I'm going live 11:30, 419, and I'll be on past 12 o'clock on 420. So, and
You're
it's
gonna
an
take some
open free
breaks,
for
right?
all.
You're gonna take a few
No,
like
no. Last year I didn't. Last year I kicked. I think I was the first one ever to do something like that with 24 hours. I did not take a break. I sat right here. You know, I mean, other than to get up and go to the bathroom and grab a plate of food to come back, I actually ate on the air and everything. 24. It was worked out to be 26 hours. I sat here just smoking joint after joint. I was tore up by the end. But yeah. Oh
wow,
yeah,
that
brother.
is a record. That is a record.
Well,
Bro,
I
we're
did it
having
a
a
couple
protest.
of times last year. I did it. I did 420. I did a Thanksgiving for the community, for everybody that, had something to do. We all hung out, smoked, did whatever. It was like a normal family. After dinner, how everybody kind of congregates to the dining room or garage basement and has that smoke and talk. That's what it was like all Thanksgiving, and did it again on Christmas as well. Brought it, 24-hour, hangout for everybody. But yeah, man, I love this community, man, and the people I've met this year, you know, does nothing but give me more and more of a footing to want to do this, every time, every day. People like yourself reignite the passion in it. I see what you do and the passion, the fire in your eyes, and it makes me want to, dig in and be a part of that. So, man, it's good folks like yourself that keep me pushing along, man. Keep the fire going, keep me hungry, man. And man, I keep trying, man. Day after day, all I can do is show up and hope everybody else does too, and they do, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity. These people like yourself who come on day after day. It's been a blessing this last year. It's been like a dream. I never, it's funny, man. Cannabis has walked me and saved me so many aspects of my life, to be honest with you. From using it as a medicine to black market to get by to becoming a caregiver and working with other people, selling seeds, getting them to grow, and now doing this. Oh man, this plant has saved my life and gave me new passion throughout my whole life. Man. I owe a lot to this community and this plant, bro. Yeah. Oh, man. It ain't shaking me anytime soon. I'm here to stay. That's for sure. So I love to hear, somebody is passionate about yourself and the same aspect that I take with it too. You've been on the show a few times. Have we ever had like a prelim? We're going to talk about this. It's pre-scripted. It's always from the gut, right from the heart, man. Keep it true and keep it real, man. There's, no faking the funk, man. And I appreciate there's somebody like you that's out there doing the same thing because it's not easy when you show up with a guest and you don't have that questionnaire. I don't even like the thought of because that makes me feel like I've got an angle coming in. You know what I mean? I don't even like that feeling. I like the fact that you can do it too. You search for that point that opens up your guest and lets them know go. But thankfully you're not that. You know what I mean? You're a great conversation. I don't have to search for that door to open, man. You're always a fun conversation and have so much going to share, man. I love having you on, man. I love having you on. I can't wait to get you back in another few months to, see how far out you got things planned again, my friend, man. The fire is contagious. Your fire is contagious.
Thank you, man. I'm trying, man, because that's what we need. And the more of us that take on that attitude and just come out of the green closet, really, I think is really what it is, bro. But Eagle, I hate to be the guy. I have some business things that I'm seeing pop up on my phone that I have to go attend to.
Brother, get it done.
I'm
Get
happy to
it
do this
done.
again in a few months. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you giving me time and space, man. I thank you. And I look forward to meeting you in person, man. And keep on rocking, man. You're also an inspiration to many of us, dude.
Man, get that business done, brother. That's what I respect about you. Obviously, you're a hustler, and it takes a lot to be that far out of planned ahead, coordinated. Get that shit done. That's one of the things I respect about you, man. And I'll talk to you again soon, man. I appreciate your time, man. You talked about time and in general. That's the most valuable thing we have, to be honest with you. And I owe cannabis a lot on that aspect too, because it buys me a lot of time that I get to enjoy with the plant, my family, and do what I love, man. That's another reason I love this plant. Thank you for giving me some of your time, man. Taking a pinch out of your life and your time to share with us. So know that you've always got an open invitation here. It stands, Daniel. Anytime that the show's on, anytime there's a wormhole, you don't need an invitation, brother. You just come popping on, tell us what's going on over there, what you got planned, what you learned, please, man. You know, I do. I've got tons of respect for you. Hopefully, we can work out a time slot that maybe you can pop on just for a few minutes on 420. Give us a hey, happy 420 from California. You know, here's one for you. Peace. I'm out. I'm not asking for a bunch of time or nothing. Just that, man. If you could just pop on, say happy 420 from GR 420 Community Smoke Break TV, that'd be awesome, brother. Uh, I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you again for popping on, man.
For sure, Eagle. I'm sure we'll talk before then. One love, bro. Thank you so much. And talk to you again soon, my bro.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace, man.
Peace. There you guys go. Another great episode from Daniel, GW Smoke Break TV. One amazing guy. If you guys aren't following along what you guys are doing over there, you are seriously missing out. I know I forgot the sound bite, but you'll be back. You'll be back. So, well, you guys know what time it is. You want to come hang out in the wormhole? It will be opening up soon. So let me get some time to get some stuff together. Get stretched out, use the restroom. Come on back. I look forward to seeing you guys in the wormhole. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to me and Daniel speak. It's been a great one. I look forward to seeing you guys in the wormhole. You guys know the routine. Do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. I can't tell you how much I believe it. I'll see you guys in a few.